نعود إلى موضوع إدارة القطاع وإدارة المرحلة الانتقالية في القطاع التي تطرقت إليها. ما الدور الذي ينبغي أن تطلع به السلطة الفلسطينية في هذه المرحلة في إطار الدفع بحل الدولتين؟
What that requires to get there, for there to be people that are self-governed, that's sovereignty, right? That's the indicia of nationhood. To get there, it is a stepping stone. You have to begin to build out confidence that the world says, no, this is really a unitary entity that deserves its own sovereignty. That's the principle of the Abraham Accords, right? It has to be a set of leaders that recognize the fundamental right of Israel to exist. This is not Abu Mazen.
ماذا عن مروان البرغوثي؟ هل تنصحون الرئيس الأميركي بممارسة الضغوط على إسرائيل من أجل إطلاق سراحه، وهو شخصية فلسطينية جامعة ويتفق الكثير حولها؟
I'll leave that to President Trump. I don't know. It's a very complicated, very difficult problem set. It will be the case that someone must step forward to be that unifying leader. Look, we've watched what's happened in Syria, right? Where a gentleman who for a long time was a designated terrorist by the United States of America. He so far has demonstrated that he is trying to put that nation together and fix it. In the end, proof is over time. It's not about what you did yesterday. It's about what one does tomorrow. If the people that live in the West Bank and the people who live in Gaza can find not just a leader, but a set of leaders that are prepared not to be self-interested, not to be extremists, not to be a kleptocracy and steal. But in the end, this is really about, we know what the process must look like. The people in the region have to select those people. They have to have confidence and trust in those leaders. In the same way, I think of where we're sitting today. The people of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia have enormous trust in Mohammed bin Salman. That gives him the capacity to shape and change, and it gives the people the confidence to say, we're going to follow him. And that's what this region will need as well, leaders that follow the path that you and I have just talked about.
طب هل تؤيدون حل الدولتين وأنتم تعرفون جيدا أن هذا مطلب أساسي لأي اتفاقيات سلام مستقبلية؟ وهل لدى الرئيس الأمريكي نظرة واضحة أو مفهوم واضح حول هذه المسألة تحديدا؟
So everybody wants to talk about the two-state solution. I know that's the buzzword. I think about it differently. What we know is this. There's not going to be, when I think of a nation, what does a nation have? It has an air force, it has Marines, it has an army. The Gaza's not going to have Marines, an air force, and an army. No one thinks from a security perspective that would be permissible.
ولكن السلطة الفلسطينية تعترف بالدولة الإسرائيلية، هي فقط تريد أن يعترف العالم بدولتها دولة فلسطينية حتى منزوعة السلاح كي لا تشكل أي خطر على إسرائيل. ما هو تصوركم في هذا الموضوع؟
We get hung up on this word state. I would just urge people, don't get hung up on that word. Get hung up on the indicia. Can they govern themselves? Can they feed themselves? Can they create court systems that will allow property rights to be enforced? Can they protect their citizens from crime? Those are the indicia of statehood. As they begin to build that, it will come to look more like a state.
بالنسبة للبنان، هل تتوقعون أن يدخل لبنان بجولة جديدة من المواجهات مع إسرائيل؟ ما السبيل الأمثل للتعاطي مع هذه المسألة؟
This is exactly the same issue. I pray for Lebanon. I love that place. I love Beirut. President Aoun is a friend and a fundamentally decent man. We need to continue to help him take down the capabilities of Hezbollah. And it has many of the same features. You have to stop weapons flow into Lebanon out of Syria. It's a good thing, right? The Syrian leader has now said he's going to cut off weapons flow into Lebanon. And then the Lebanese people need to demand that their government no longer allow an independent army, Hezbollah, an independent army inside of their country.
هل تعتقد أن الرئيس عون يفعل بما يكفي في هذا الإطار؟
He's working very hard. He needs help from all of us, though. And maybe I didn't mention this soon enough. All of this could end if the Ayatollah would decide to be a normal nation, right? To take his country in the direction of normalcy. We've not asked them to do anything but simply stop fomenting terror, stop building the ring of fire, stop supplying, arming, undermining, propaganda campaigns, driving the IRGC to do assassinations in Europe. The list is endless. If you look at Hezbollah, if you look at what's still going on in Yemen with the Houthis, these are Iranian proxies, all different, to your point. They're all different. They have different objectives. They have different timelines. They have sometimes different variants of their religion. So they're different. What's common about them is their efforts to undermine civility and order and decency, and a common effort to destroy the nation of Israel. And that is Iranian sponsored. I'd remind everyone who's watching. Al Qaeda is headquartered in Tehran today. It's not in the mountains of Afghanistan. It is headquartered in downtown Tehran. So long as you're harboring Al Qaeda in your country and you still have a stated policy of destroying the little Satan Israel and the great Satan America, you are part of the problem, and the problem that the world needs to find out how to address.